The General Hospital preview for the week of September 29th hints someone will threaten Alexis Davis' life. Also coming up, Liesel Obrecht and Britt Westbourne will reunite with Nathan West. Plus, someone is pregnant, and Monica Quartermain's will is read. GH. Spoilers tease Elizabeth Baldwin will ask someone if there's any chance she could be pregnant. Then a positive test will be shown. Later in the week, Portia Robinson will get some life-changing news. So, is it possible she's the one who's got a bun in the oven? At the hospital, Nina Reeves will have downright unbelievable news for Liesel. "Nathan, your son, he's alive," she tells her aunt in the GH weekly preview. Not surprisingly, Liesel won't believe her. But then she'll walk into Nathan's hospital room and see her son lying in a bed, smiling up at her. Liesel's expression will turn from disbelief to joy in an instant. Strangely, Britt will not look surprised at all. So, did she know her brother was alive all along? Meanwhile, at the Quartermain mansion, the reading of Monica's will is going to take place. Her family will be on pins and needles waiting to hear it. "Well," Veronica Baird will say, "this should be interesting." Then the camera pans to a shocked-looking Tracy Quartermain. Finally, Alexis will look comfortable as she gets ready to have a snooze on her couch. She'll close her eyes and relax. However, someone will come up beside her and put a knife to her neck. Alexis' eyes will widen and she'll gasp. But who is threatening her? Could Rick Lansing have escaped? And if so, would he actually kill Alexis? Keep watching GH to find out. At any rate, it looks like a great week is coming up. Keep reading The Soap Scoop for more General Hospital spoilers and news, and make sure you join our free GH Facebook group. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers for the next 3 weeks, September 29th to October 17th, reveal that Sonny Corinthos will meet Veronica Bard while Carly Spencer faces an interrogation. Jason Morgan will also refuse to abandon Britt Westbourne. So let's talk about all the big news ahead in Port Charles. The week of September 29th, October 3rd will bring more family reunions for Nathan West after Nina Reeves updates Britt and Liesel Obrecht on his miraculous return. Elizabeth Baldwin may wonder just how much Britt knows, since she'll corner her for a confrontation in the coming GH episodes. Britt will be surprised by something, so could Nathan's memory wipe be what leaves her taken aback? It's possible Britt has been working with, or even for, Nathan all this time, so she might be shocked if his amnesia regarding the last 7 years seems genuine now. After Veronica introduces herself to Tracy Quartermain, and most likely clarifies that she's Monica Quartermain's sister, she'll meet Sonny outside Bobby's. That should be an intriguing first interaction on both sides. Later, Monica's will reading will cause total chaos. Ronnie, aka Veronica, may wind up getting the Quartermain mansion, but will it be the result of Martin Gray's shady plan? As for Carly, she'll find herself at the center of an interrogation. Will this involve official police business or something a little less formal instead? After Jocelyn Jacks comes back to town, she'll get summoned for a meeting with Jack Brennan. Brennan may want to make sure Jocelyn and S. Vaughn are crystal clear about ending their romance, but they may sneak around behind his back at some point. Over with Portia Robinson, she has a life-altering development coming up. The clues are pointing to Portia's unexpected pregnancy, so she'll flip out over the baby revelation ahead. When it comes to all the criminal drama that's on the way, Anna Devane and Harrison Chase will put a search warrant to good use. Curtis Ashford will also explore a new theory, so he might start putting the pieces together about Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson's actions the night of the shooting. During the week of October 6 to 10, Tracy will go up against Veronica and vow to fight her for the Q-Mance with everything she's got. Nathan may also have a sweet first meeting with James West once his son finds out his dad is back from the grave. Elsewhere, Michael Corinthos will threaten Willow using a significant advantage, so that may link to some Willow shooter proof or her role in stalking Daisy Gilmore. Back with Britt, she may run into more trouble due to her connection to Professor Henry Hank Dalton. That's going to lead to Brennan problems, and could put Britt on Gen Z Sidwell's radar as well, now that she's back in PC. Emma Scorpio Drake will learn Britt's alive and wind up facing off with her old foe eventually. That's especially true since Britt's tangled up in Professor Dalton's mess. Nevertheless, Jason won't abandon Britt and may break down more of her walls by the time the week of October 13th to 17 rolls around. Britt and Jason have a special bond that should have them kissing again in the not-too-distant future, though Carly won't be happy about it. As for Rocco Falconeri, he'll want a chance to get to know Britt, but will Lulu Spencer cause a roadblock? Lulu might find a way to show Rocco another side of Britt and try to turn him against her. Finally, Giovanni Gio Palmieri will continue to make progress with the Quartermaine family, so Brooklyn Quartermaine will hope that'll mean bonding with her again, too. General Hospital spoilers say the next 3 weeks will bring some gripping scenes, so stay tuned. General Hospital preview video for the week of September 29th reveals some shocking moments as someone is pregnant in Port Charles, while there's a huge shocker during Monica Quartermaine's will reading. Plus, someone pulls a knife on Alexis Davis, so it's time to talk about what's set to go down on the ABC soap over the next 5 days. The GH Weekly preview was just released, and it opens with Nina Reeves telling Liesel Obrecht that, "Nathan, your son is alive!" As the scenes shift in the promo, Liesel is skeptical about what Nina has said. Liesel's eyes are almost rolling as she mockingly saunters into Nathan's hospital room. However, when her eyes lock with Nathan's, her entire demeanor changes. Liesel becomes emotional, but, interestingly enough, Britt Westbourne is behind her mom, and her face seems solemn. It almost feels like Britt may already know Nathan is alive, and she's trying to hide it. Still, this is mere speculation, so fans need to tune in this week to see if Britt has been in the loop about Nathan all along. The next clip shown is one of Alexis, sleeping on her couch at night. In the background, the voiceover is of a man, seemingly Domaine Spinelli, stating, "Something feels very wrong." As this is being said, a hand pulls out a dagger and places it across the lawyer's neck, as the woman is completely caught off guard. Has Rick Lansing escaped his hostage predicament, or could this be someone else? In other news, it looks like a woman is pregnant, as the next scene shows close-ups of Britt, Jocelyn Jacks, and Molly Lansing Davis looking shocked. The last close-up is of a positive pregnancy test with Elizabeth Baldwin's voice in the background stating, "Any chance you could be pregnant?" As the General Hospital promo video for the week of September 29th to October 3rd wraps up, Alexis is shown standing in the Quartermaine living room. It looks as if all the cues have gathered for the reading of Monica's will, but there's also a woman outside the family present, Veronica Ronnie Bard. Jason Morgan, Olivia Quartermaine, and Ned Quartermaine are standing behind the couch, while Ronnie is sitting on the couch with Michael Corinthos and Brooklyn Quartermaine. Tracy is in an armchair off to the side. As the camera pans over the family, a close-up of Ronnie is shown saying, "This should be interesting," as Tracy's face is then shown, with a look of complete shock. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Monica's long-lost sister, Ronnie Bard, will definitely bring chaos to the Q Mansion and spark a massive rivalry between her and Tracy, so fans need to brace themselves for drama. General Hospital spoilers hint that Drew Kane's real memory flood could change everything. Will Drew remember that Willow Tate is his shooter in the end? Drew was livid when Tracy Quartermaine wheeled him out of the church and refused to let him be part of Monica Quartermaine's memorial. We're seeing an even more vengeful Drew now, so his behavior is about to get worse if that's possible. Drew basically told Martin Gray that he'd been holding back when it comes to Michael Corinthos because of Monica. Now that Monica's gone, Drew is ready to move forward with some fake shooting memories and pretend it's all coming back to him now. Drew plans to act like he recalls Michael pulling the trigger, but he doesn't actually know who did the deed. There'll be some snags when it comes to this Michael frame-up plot, so Drew will have to shift his strategy accordingly. However, the most important question for fans remains: who really shot Drew? GH writers obviously aren't going to deliver that answer right away. It's smart to let the mystery play out a bit longer and keep viewers guessing, but the big reveal has to happen sooner or later. Perhaps at some point, Drew will have a real memory flood instead of a fake one. although Drew's back was turned when he got shot. He may recall something that helps him solve the mystery anyway. It's common for soaps to show a slightly altered version of events when a significant flashback happens. It's easy to imagine a rewrite making it so Drew caught a glimpse of his true shooter after all. It could be as simple as Drew remembering the culprit's reflection in a nearby mirror, or another reflective surface. It's even possible Drew could recognize the shooter's shoes or some other type of identifying factor. Whatever the case, the most dramatic option here is for Drew to recall Willow was the one who targeted him. It would shatter Drew's illusion of the perfect life he wants to have with Willow and could make him rethink a few things. Drew might decide he still wants a future with Willow and use this as blackmail material to control her. Then again, Drew might turn against Willow and go after revenge instead. Either way, Drew could have a problem on his hands if his real memory flood contradicts his fake one. General Hospital spoilers say Drew will get updates on some stunning shooter news eventually, so stay tuned to see if he'll experience a total recall shocker. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease that Drew Kane will be on the warpath again the day that Monica Quartermain's will is read. Could it be that Drew's plotting partner didn't hold up their end of the bargain and wants everything for herself? Rumor has it that Veronica Bard may not be who she claims. She claims to be Monica's long-lost sister, and they found each other again before Monica died. Martin Gray had found a letter from Veronica to Monica in Drew's house that Wiley and Amelia Corinthos had colored on. Monica never mentioned a sister, and although Veronica may be older, Monica wasn't a baby when Gail Adamson Baldwin took her from the orphanage as a foster child. One would think, unless the sisters were separated when Monica was a baby, she would have remembered her sister if she had one. Usually, although not always, when children are orphaned, orphanages don't separate them, although there have been instances when they did, the siblings finding each other as adults. Martin made a call to Veronica, notifying her of her sister's death and the funeral. Although she didn't make it to the funeral, she definitely made it to the Quartermain crypt. That's where she was when Tracy Quartermain found her after the end of the funeral. Pegging her as a trespasser, Veronica knew Tracy, but Tracy sure didn't know her. But little did Martin know when he found that letter the kids scribbled on. It was part of a plot set up by Drew. Even though when it started, he had no idea Monica would die this soon, he was playing a long con to eventually get the Quartermain legacy through a fake sister. Drew did know that Monica was in failing health. Even though she'd barred him in anger from the Quartermain estate, he blamed Tracy and Michael Corinthos' influence. The way Drew set it up, Veronica Bard, if that's even her real name, was supposed to set up a reunion and come to Port Charles, gradually earning Monica's trust. Once she was in her sister's good graces, she would then befriend Drew and convince Monica to forgive him. After all, Drew also grew up in foster homes, and that's why Monica accepted him in the first place when he was revealed as Jason Morgan's long-lost twin. Being Alan Quartermain's son helped a lot too, but the orphanage and foster home story touched Monica's heart, and Drew and Veronica were going to reuse it. But little did Drew know that Veronica, also known as Ronnie, was conning him as well. And he's on the warpath when he finds out Monica left everything to her. GH exec Nathan Varney just laid out preemptions for GH this week due to MLB postseason baseball. This week's lineup of General Hospital episodes is suddenly looking a little different thanks to Major League Baseball postseason play. GH Executive Director Nathan Varney just gave a heads up on X, formerly Twitter, that GH will be preempted twice this week, on Tuesday, September 30th, and Wednesday, October 1st. Additionally, there is a significant possibility of a third preemption on Thursday, so this means GH's weekly spoilers lineup changes, too. Varney reposted GH's weekly video preview and added an important message of his own. Due to MLB daytime games this week, new episodes of How to GH will air Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Thursday is tentative based on WED's game results. Sorry for the interruptions. Have a great week. What will be airing on Tuesday and Wednesday are the wildcard series for teams hoping to make it into the playoffs. On Tuesday, ABC is set to air Game 1 of the wildcard matchup between the National League teams, the Chicago Cubs, and the San Diego Padres. The teams will go again for Game 2 on Wednesday. Should there be a need for a Game 3, the teams will play again on Thursday, which will effectively preempt the normally scheduled GH episode. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, reveal Carly getting interrogated while Elizabeth confronts Britt. Plus, Ava has great timing. Since teasers suggest Carly is interrogated, is it Carly's turn for a questioning courtesy of the Port Charles Police Department? She did threaten Drew Kane's life, after all. And her biggest motive would be that she shot Drew to protect her son. Maybe this isn't about her. Maybe if she suddenly finds herself in front of the PCPD, this questioning is solely about the whereabouts of her son at the time of the shooting, and not about her gunning down Drew at all. Michael is who Drew is hoping the police nail for the shooting. He also happens to be high up on the PCPD's person of interest list. In other news, Elizabeth has been icy towards Britt ever since the former GH Chief of Staff returned from the dead. The two weren't remotely close before, but before Britt died, they were certainly more civil. But now the gloves are off. Look for Elizabeth to confront Britt. Why does Elizabeth even feel the need to confront GH's newest employee? She might think she's protecting Jason because the Britch has a tendency to create havoc in people's lives. Just ask Lulu, Dante, and Rocco, not Ben. Meanwhile, Ava has great timing. Does this mean someone is actually happy to see Ava? This could be about saving Alexis, who finds herself in danger this week. Elsewhere, Tracy makes a vow. She has pretty much dubbed herself the protector of the Quartermains. So if anybody comes after them or goes after Monica's house, or she sees anybody coming for them, then they will have to deal with Tracy. So, when she makes a vow on Tuesday, is this about Michael, since she can spot him at Drew's the night of the shooting? Or maybe this involves the newest character in town, the one Tracy confronts at the Quartermain crypt. Who knows? That woman could pose a threat to the Qs, in which case, Tracy will deal with her properly. Sonny has been busy trying to be there for his kids, like Michael, who may be in serious trouble thanks to Drew. But he's also dealing with protecting his own interests since half of Port Charles has it out for him and is trying to reduce the healthy influence he has on this town. They want to take his waterfront property away from him and run him out of town. However, Sonny is about to make a new connection. In an interview with Soap Opera Digest, One Life to Live alum Erica Slizak, who just joined GH in a short-term role, will share scenes with Maurice Bernard, who happens to be a favorite of her GH-watching husband, Brian Davies. I called home the second day I worked with Maurice, and I said, "Brian, he's a really nice man. Very calm, very gentle. He's not Sonny at all." General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, September 29th, Friday, October 3rd. Tease icy welcomes, new connections, and life-changing news. Tracy Quartermain gives a stranger an icy welcome, Sonny Corinthos makes a new connection, and Portia Robinson gets life-changing news. Monday, September 29th. Tracy gives an icy welcome to a stranger in town. After encountering a crypt trespasser, Veronica barred she wants to know why she's there. In the meantime, Nina Reeves summons Liesel Obrecht and Britt Westbourne to GH, where she'll give them shocking news. In the meantime, Alexis Davis finds herself in danger. What could be going on? At the Quartermain mansion, Michael Corinthos has summoned Jacinda Bracken in an effort to shore up his alibi for shooting Drew Kane. And in the Port Charles Police Commissioner's office, Anna Devane gets new evidence in the shooting. Tuesday, September 30th, Sonny makes a new connection, who will undoubtedly go through a massive screening process, unless Brick has already done that. Sonny may not be aware that Carly Spencer is being interrogated, but didn't Jack Brennan take care of that problem? Or is this unrelated to Drew's shooting? Elsewhere, Ava Jerome has great timing. Is it literally great timing, or was that a sarcastic spoiler wording? In the meantime, more than likely at the hospital, Elizabeth Baldwin confronts Britt, and not unexpected, Tracy makes a vow. It's obvious that will be related to not letting either Drew or this new interloper Veronica lay any claim to the Quartermain properties. On Wednesday, October 1st, Monica Quartermain's will is read, with dramatic consequences. In the meantime, Drew is on the warpath, will it be, because he wasn't named in it, or simply barred from the reading of the will? Elsewhere, Britt is thrown. Will the mysterious person with the initial C be revealed by an interaction with Britt? Jocelyn Jacks returns to Port Charles, but will her unapproved WSB boyfriend and partner Vaughn follow closely behind her? Plus, Isaiah Gannon seeks out Portia. Thursday, October 2nd, Portia will receive life-changing news. Will this have something to do with Isaiah seeking her out, or her night of passion with him? In the meantime, Gio Palmieri will make a big decision. Might he decide to test the relationship waters with his birth parents? Also, Anna and Detective Harrison Chase serve a search warrant that might also be connected to the new evidence she scored on Drew's shooting. Elsewhere, Alexis has a warning for Sonny. Perhaps the danger she was in earlier in the week applies to him as well. As for Britt, she's going to play hardball. Will this be related to the mysterious person whose name starts with C? Friday, October 3rd, Curtis Ashford has a theory, which he relays to Portia. In the meantime, Chase makes a revelation. Are the wheels finally turning in the right direction regarding his ex, Willow Tate? Plus, Carly will visit Elizabeth. Was Elizabeth behind Carly's interrogation earlier in the week? As for Willow, she will be distraught. Has she become a person of interest in Drew's shooting? Finally, now that Joss has returned to Port Charles, she's got a meeting with Brennan. Also this week on GH, Nathan reconnects with Obrecht and Britt. The General Hospital Spoilers video preview for the week of September 29th, 2025 is here. Find out what dramatic and heartbreaking situations will happen this week in Port Charles. After watching the video preview for this week's GH, there's a lot to unpack. Nathan, your son, he's alive, Nina reveals to Obrecht. Nina tells Obrecht and Britt that Nathan is alive. Undoubtedly, Liesel will take Nathan's news much differently from the way she took Britt's resurrection news. Will she and Britt mend fences after dealing with this revelation? After Obrecht shows up at the door of Nathan's hospital room, we then hear someone say, "Something feels very wrong." However, we see someone holding a letter opener or some sort of weapon to Alexis's neck. Did Rick somehow work himself free and sneak up on Alexis? It's been a minute since we've seen him. Who knows what he has been up to? Meanwhile, Elizabeth asks someone a very loaded question. Any chance you can be pregnant? While that question is asked, we see quick shots of Britt, Molly, and Joss, the only one of the three who could potentially say yes, or so we think. But that does look like a positive pregnancy test. What are we about to find out? And why wasn't Portia's pic included in the quick montage? Finally, the Quartermains gather for the reading of Monica's will. According to Erica Slezak's brand new character, things are about to get interesting. However, by the end of the preview, we still don't know the identity of Slezak's character. But regardless, it looks like her presence is about to be known to more than just Tracy. General Hospital spoilers hint that Nina Reeves spills to her not-dead brother, Nathan West, about everything she's been through recently, including her ordeal with Drew Kane. This version of Nathan is rumored to be a bit darker than OG Nathan, and we're wondering how far he will go to protect the people he loves. Would he avenge Nina by attempting to take out Drew? Is Nathan okay? The people who know about Nathan being back from the dead are in disbelief. Yet fingerprints and DNA shows him to be none other than law-abiding Nathan West, who supposedly died 7 years ago. This is a conundrum, since his sister Britt Westbourne just returned from the dead too. We could make a joke that the family that expires together stays together, but that would be rude. The circle of people who know about Nathan is small, as you might imagine. How to explain a second back from the dead PC resident? It strains credibility, but on the show that gave us Casey the Alien, as well as Levi Dunkelman, we are familiar with suspending disbelief. The next step to figuring out what is going on with Nathan is determining his state of mind. He appears to be the same sweet guy, but anything is possible. Once he hears about what Drew did to Nina and her daughter, Willow Tate, Nathan will be livid. He was a cop in his former life, so justice is a priority with him. Is this version of Nathan capable of attempting to do away with Drew? Anything is possible. We predict that an incensed and unbalanced Nathan could go after Drew for all the pain he's caused his family. With another attempt on Drew's life, suspicion could fall on Nathan, especially if he has a meltdown in public with Drew. It would be easy for someone to frame Nathan, given the mysteries and question marks swirling around him. The fact that Maxie Jones is in a coma could drive Nathan to act out of character. Tell us, GH fans, do you think Nathan is capable of murder, given the right circumstances? General Hospital spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for Monday, September 29th, 2025. It shows Tracy Quartermain demanding answers from Veronica Ronnie Bard. Damian Spinelli faces a moral dilemma. Plus, Nathan West gets manipulated by Willow Tate. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the ABC soap opera. Let's start from the beginning. The preview clip for Monday, September 29th, begins with Ava Jerome. The blonde seems to be in Alexis Davis's basement. The art gallery owner is likely checking up on their hostage to make sure everything is still secure. Rick Lansing must complain about something because Ava replies, "I've got just the thing for that." There will also be new evidence in a criminal case. Most likely Drew Kane's shooting. The police commissioner is on the phone talking to an unknown person. Suddenly, Anna Devane seems shocked and says, "That is a turn of events." Later in the week, Anna and Harrison Chase execute a search warrant. Meanwhile, in the GH preview for Monday, Jacinda warns Michael Corinthos that she's not sure if their story is believed. General Hospital spoilers for Monday, September 29th, reveal that the preview clip also shows Britt and Liesel at war in the hospital hallway. Nina has to intercept once again before things get worse. The blonde reminds the mother and daughter that they are going to need each other now that Nathan is alive. Speaking of Nathan, he gets a visitor. Willow Tate comes to Nathan's hospital bed. When he asks who she is, she explains that she is his niece. She flashes him a sweet smile. As he looks confused, GH fans can rest assured that Willow will try to manipulate Nathan against Nina Reeves, as she knows they are close. Over with Spinelli, he doesn't think that James West should know about Nathan yet. It looks as if Spinelli is quite worried about his stepson, or maybe he's worried about how Nathan's return will affect his own relationship with James. At the Q estate, Tracy demands answers from Ronnie. The matriarch asks, "Now tell me why you are really here." Ronnie looks offended and a bit stunned. While she might claim she came to say goodbye to Monica Quartermain, it seems Tracy might not believe her. So, stay tuned for some new drama. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, September 29th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on ABC to find out what happens next. Ryan Carnes, who formerly played Lucas Jones on General Hospital, has several new projects available for his fans to enjoy. The new film, The Last Tenant, just debuted on the streaming service Tubi. Its IMDb logline describes it as a newly engaged woman's life unravels after the vengeful, manipulative tenant living in her old apartment imposes herself into her life. Carnes stars as the male half of the engaged couple, with Sierra Hannah as his fiancée. Ryan Carnes is working on several projects after leaving General Hospital. Carnes contributes a couple of his songs to the movie. He has a music group called Love Color, in which he partners with Vanessa Silberman. They describe themselves as a cinematic alt-pop synth-rock duo. They have 2 songs in the movie, Crazy Love and Hearts on Fire. The latter is played during the movie trailer. The former General Hospital star and the band's Instagram account shared this news on their pages. Hannah commented on the post, "Such great song," with several clapping emojis. Carnes, using the band's Instagram account, replied, "Thank you so much." Carnes posted about the music being in the film on his Instagram stories September 26th, saying, "Starring in a film featuring music I helped create has been a dream of mine for some time. Very grateful." The duo has an album out that is available on most music streaming services and on CD. Carnes has played Lucas off and on since 2004. He was last on General Hospital in January 2024, playing Lucas Jones during the memorial tribute episodes to Lucas' mother, Bobby Spencer, played by Jacqueline Zeman. The role has since been played by Van Hansis. Carnes has been busy and productive in recent months. He has been promoting a movie called The Air He Breathes, which is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. In the film, he and Kelsey Stranahan star as a couple. who, according to IMDb, find solace and healing in each other's company after suffering devastating losses. As they navigate their grief and past traumas, they discover the power of love and second chances. He is also starring in the Hallmark-style film A Cherry Pie Christmas, which debuts on the Great American Family Channel October 9th. In the logline for that film, a pastry chef returns to Door County, Wisconsin for the holidays and must choose between her dream job and the legacy of her family's cherry orchard business, with a little help from her high school sweetheart and a lost cherry pie recipe. He stars with Katie Leclerc, who is best known for being the lead character on Switched at Birth. Port Charles is never quiet for long, and this week promises to be a powder keg of buried secrets and bombshell revelations. Just when the Quartermaine family thought they had seen it all, a mysterious figure emerging from the shadows of Monica's crypt has sent Tracy Quartermaine and viewers reeling. The whispers on the wind suggest this woman is none other than a long-lost sister to Monica, a claim that the ever-skeptical Tracy refuses to accept. As battle lines are drawn over family ties, the ever-present question of the vast Quartermaine estate looms large. The drama is set to explode this Monday when Martin Gray arrives, armed with what promises to be a full explanation that could either validate the stranger's claim or expose a masterful con. This potential new heir couldn't have arrived at a more volatile time. The fight for the Quartermaine fortune is already heating up, with Drew Kane making a bold and aggressive play for what he insists is his rightful piece of the pie. His claim, however, is meeting stiff resistance from those who believe Jason Morgan and Michael Corinthos are the only legitimate heirs. As the family prepares for an all-out war over the inheritance, expect the search for Monica's will to become a citywide treasure hunt. Never one to play by the rules, look for a desperate Drew to potentially forge a will of his own to secure his position. But as one family fights over a legacy, another is shattered and rebuilt by an impossible return from the grave. In a stunning twist that defies all logic, Nina Reeves has delivered world-altering news to Liesel Obrecht, Britt Westbourne, and Maxie Jones. Nathan West is alive. For Liesel, the revelation is incomprehensible. She saw her son's body in a coffin 7 years ago, and the grief has been a part of her ever since. How can he be back? While Liesel grapples with disbelief, Britt's unnervingly calm reaction suggests she is already in on the secret. The prevailing theory points to a clandestine medical project, one perhaps designed to revive the dead, with Britt herself as a potential key player. This deception, hiding her brother's miraculous survival, is sure to detonate her already fragile relationship with her mother. The web of secrets doesn't end there. Britt is also holding a critical piece of information about Jocelyn Jax's covert life as a spy. Jocelyn has pleaded with Britt to keep her activities hidden from her mother, Carly, and Britt has promised to stay silent. But anyone who knows Dr. Westbourne knows her promises are only as strong as her temper. One verbal sparring match with Carly is all it would take for Britt's loose mouth to expose the truth in a fit of anger, leaving Carly to reckon with her daughter's dangerous double life. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Weber, ever the voice of reason, is issuing a stark warning to Willow Tate about reconciling with the new, greed-driven Drew. But Willow, desperate to regain custody of her children, sees Drew not as a romantic partner, but as a powerful ally. This fundamental disagreement over Drew's character threatens to drive a wedge into their long-standing friendship. Finally, in a poignant and emotionally charged subplot, Cody Bell and Felicia Jones will prepare Nathan's young son, James, for the reunion of a lifetime. They will bring the boy to General Hospital, hoping that a face-to-face meeting with his father might be the catalyst Nathan needs to recover his fragmented memories and truly begin his journey home. Port Charles is on the brink, and viewers won't want to miss a single moment of the fallout. The warm summer air in Port Charles has been filled with the promise of new love as Gio Palmieri and Emma Scorpio Drake's tender romance blossoms. For General Hospital fans, their authentic connection has been a breath of fresh air, a slow-burn love story built on trust and mutual understanding. But in the world of soaps, no fairy tale is safe, and a devastating secret is about to be unearthed, threatening to shatter their idyllic world. The shocking truth? Emma's biological father is none other than Jason Morgan, and her beloved Gio is the one who discovers it. What begins as an innocent afternoon of quiet intimacy at Anna Devane's home quickly spirals into a life-altering investigation. While Emma is away on a phone call, a curious Gio begins flipping through old family photo albums, hoping to learn more about the woman he's falling for. His heart sinks when he stumbles upon a series of photos from Emma's early childhood. In one, a man's face is carefully torn away, but his hands remain visible. On his wrist is a distinctive watch, a timepiece Gio has seen on Jason Morgan countless times. The puzzle pieces begin to click into place with horrifying clarity. Unable to shake the image from his mind, Gio embarks on a clandestine investigation. Driven by a mix of concern for Emma and a desperate need for the truth, he digs into newspaper archives and public records from the year of her birth. He discovers glaring inconsistencies and suspicious gaps in Emma's official records, suggesting a deliberate cover-up. The final nail in the coffin comes when Gio, using his connections, accesses some of Jason's old medical files. Cross-referencing dates, he finds proof that Jason and Emma's mother were in the same medical facility at a crucial time. More damning, he uncovers evidence of a DNA test that was conducted but never officially recorded. Gio is now burdened with an impossible choice. He knows Emma has a right to know her true parentage, but the revelation could destroy her sense of identity and her relationship with the family that raised her. Should he confront Jason, risking the wrath of Port Charles's most dangerous protector? Or should he tell Emma, potentially blowing up their own relationship in the process? The weight of this secret begins to poison their romance. Emma senses Gio's newfound distance and preoccupation, but he can't bring himself to explain. Meanwhile, Jason, ever perceptive, grows suspicious of Gio's subtle but pointed questions about his past. A silent war brews between the two men, as Emma finds herself caught in the middle, confused by the sudden tension. The fuse has been lit, and when this secret finally explodes, the fallout will redefine families and change Port Charles forever. General Hospital stuns as Drew Kane Quartermain rolls into Monica Quartermain's memorial, setting off shockwaves when no one wants him there. Drew seems unrecognizable these days, a far cry from the heroic Navy SEAL that we met years ago. He used to be such a great guy. So, did he just go bad for no reason, or is there more to it? With Caesar Faison's name dropping right and left, I got to wonder if he's the one who made these awful changes in Drew happen. We're going to talk about whether Faison could have programmed Drew, whether he brainwashed him into being awful, and also when and how he might have done it. So obviously, we're still waiting, all of us, to see if Faison is back to General Hospital. But there are plenty of red flags that either he is back, or somebody who has been influenced by him or worked with him is doing some sort of twisted experiments and antics. The same kind of things that Britt Westbourne and Nathan West's dad did for years on General Hospital. As for Drew, he was such a good guy for so long, and now he's like a lump of stinky cheese that nobody wants around. Do you remember when it was exactly that Jason Morgan's twin went bad? I do. It happened towards the very end of Drew's prison stay in Pentonville. It's been almost exactly 2 years in September since Drew was beaten nearly to death while behind bars. And it looked at the time like maybe Cyrus Renault had set him up. But then he actually was the one who notified the guards to save his life. So that was never 100% confirmed, and that was about 7 months after Britt supposedly died. But somebody arranged her death, and that somebody might have been her dad. So, ever since that beating, Drew changed, and he's done just this night and day personality shift for the worse. He went from being a brave Navy SEAL that Monica Quartermain and others were proud to call family to being the most hated person in Port Charles. And none of the characters really asked why Drew changed. I think that's because this is just a writing shift, and now they're like retroactively maybe going to explain it. I don't think they put a lot of thought into it when it first happened, though. That's my 2 cents. It's possible that the horrible beating he got in Pentonville resulted in some sort of untreated traumatic brain injury that caused a massive personality shift, taking Drew from hero to less than zero. Or could be something more sinister, a real plot. Like maybe Faison or another villain got their hands on Drew and twisted him into this monster. One flag that nobody's really talking about is that the house that Drew bought for him and Willow Tate is exactly the same set as the house Hank Shiloh Archer was using for Dawn of Day. I mean, if you don't remember, it's kind of interesting because Shiloh was involved in the memory mapping experiment that put Jason's memories into Drew's head years ago. So, is Drew in that house for a reason? Is that like an Easter egg for fans? Like, oh look, this is where we're going. Faison was another person involved with brainwashing and memory alterations on General Hospital. If you don't remember, really up until Drew went to prison for insider trading to protect Carly Spencer, he was great. And fans have been wondering for quite a while how Drew went from that to the sleazeball we have now. With the resurrection of 2 of Faison's 3 kids happening back-to-back, we got to wonder if Faison is also back on our GH screen soon. We've got Nina Reeves stunned to see Jay, that's her brother James, as she calls Nathan, back from the dead. And he's got no memory of the last 7 years. We've also heard somebody, maybe Dalton, was experimenting on Nathan. And if it is Faison who's back and he was willing to experiment on his own son, then I've got no doubt that Faison would tamper with Drew's brain. We actually mentioned in a recent video here about the red flags hinting that Faison could be the mystery boss working with Dalton that had Britt doing that research for, especially because of the official spoiler from a writer interview that said that the Faison and Obrecht clan was just getting started. So, if Faison is indeed alive after being presumed dead, like Nathan and Britt, it makes me wonder if he's behind Drew's terrible transformation from good guy to gross villain, because if you remember, Faison worked really closely with Helena Cassadine, and she once had Drew programmed to be her personal assassin. Originally, Helena wanted Jason to do her dirty work, but he had brain scarring, so the memory mapping and mind control wouldn't work on him. And then Helena found out he had this twin, and she used Drew instead. Memory mapping was also used on Anna Devane. And of course, Faison had been obsessed with her for years. Anna thought for a long time she was the mother of Faison's 3rd kid, Henrik Faison, aka Peter August. But it turned out that his mom is really Anna's wicked twin, Alex Merrick. So years later, Peter programmed Drew and was controlling him with a tarot card and some activation phrases. If you remember, Victor Cassadine was desperate to control Drew the same way, but it never worked out. So, at one point, the programming that Peter did in Drew had been deactivated or put into remission, put to sleep, something like that. But it might be that Faison was able to get to Drew while he was in General Hospital after the beating. Another scary thought with Britt and Nathan back from the dead is maybe Peter is alive too. I know a lot of fans would absolutely hate that, so it could be that Faison did dirty experiments on Drew, or maybe his son Peter is back at it, but using his dad's sicko science on the congressman. Peter definitely is his father's son, so Faison may have wanted Drew to be some sort of, destructive agent of chaos to just wreak havoc on Port Charles. That sounds like something Faison would do. And if you think about it, when Drew got out of prison, that's when all this started. He was very different. He was darker. Everybody noticed it. And he's been on a downhill slide since then. Have you ever seen that old Frank Sinatra movie, The Manchurian Candidate? There was a soldier who had been brainwashed to be an assassin. There were playing cards that were triggers. Just kind of a lot of similarities. And if General Hospital writers have done this plot as some sort of homage to the Manchurian Candidate, all of it would kind of make sense. It would explain why Drew was hating on Jason, even though Drew and Jason got close before the cave-in that happened in Greece. Plus, sacrificed himself to save Drew and Britt. I think Liesel Obrecht, and some others with Drew now in Congress, is definitely feeling like the stuff from that Manchurian Candidate movie. And if it is, Faison could absolutely be behind it. General Hospital news spoilers suggest this might be a very controversial question, but also one that definitely needs to be brought up. A lot of people can't help but wonder if it might be time to recast Trina Spencer. That's because they've noticed that the character really isn't making much progress in the chemistry department. And no, we are not talking about her college grades. It seems as though she's stuck in her good girl role, which a lot of people think it might be time to step out of. Of course, General Hospital fans had a lot to say about the matter on social media. But Sprina, in my opinion, never developed. Not on screen anyway. I love TA, but SM had more chemistry with NAC. Another critic wrote, Trina is treading into Elizabeth Weber territory with love interests. I loved when she sent Kai packing, but recent developments make me think she's just going to be a wimping, grateful fool at the end of the day, appreciative to the big strong man looking out for her. No thanks. And then there was this comment as well. IMO. It's hard to write for the recast Trina because she really can't act and does not have chem with anyone. They also infantilize her by having Portia being a helicopter parent and always calling her a baby, but she acts like a baby too.